Welcome to Movie Time. Today, we're excited to bring you the countdown of the top 10 best movies of 2025 that have just been released. Each of these films left a lasting impression with their powerful storytelling, stunning visuals, and outstanding performances. Whether you're a fan of high-stakes action, heartfelt moments, or clever twists, this list has something for everyone. If you enjoy these movie summaries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your movie-loving friends. Stay tuned until the end of the video and share your favorite film with us in the comments. Number 10. Into the Deep. Into the Deep is an action thriller about Cassidy Branham, a skilled marine biologist haunted by her father's death in a shark attack during her childhood. Years later, she joins her husband Greg on a high-stakes diving expedition near Madagascar. The goal isn't just scientific curiosity. They're chasing rumors of a sunken treasure, a long-lost shipwreck believed to contain millions in gold. However, their peaceful trip turns into a nightmare when modern pirates led by the ruthless Jordan Devane hijack their boat. Jordan and his gang aren't interested in gold. They're after a missing shipment of drugs that supposedly sank in the same area. Realizing Cassidy's skills could help retrieve the cargo, they force her and the rest of the crew to dive deep into shark-infested waters under constant threat. With danger looming above and below the surface, she must use her instincts and courage to survive against ruthless criminals and deadly predators. Number 9. High Rollers. High Rollers is a sequel to successful film Cash Out, once again bringing John Travolta back to the screen as Mason Goddard, a slick and clever criminal mastermind. The story begins with Mason retiring from the world of crime after escaping from previous robberies with the love of his life, Amelia, and his team. But their peace is abruptly shattered when military helicopters storm the beach. The crime boss from the first film kidnaps Amelia to force Mason into pulling off one more job. This time, the target is a massive casino owned by a sadistic tycoon with a bizarre fashion sense and a vault full of dirty money. With the FBI on their tail and betrayal lurking within the group, Mason and his team must pull off the biggest heist of their lives to rescue Amelia and escape the game. The film aims to be a lighter version of Ocean's 11, focusing on Travolta's charm, energetic action, and a flashy atmosphere. Number 8. Carjackers.
No. Yeah.
Carjackers is a high-octane French action thriller set in the glamorous yet shadowy world of luxury hospitality. The film follows a group of young hotel employees who lead double lives. By day, they cater to the needs of wealthy guests. By night, they form a slick crew of carjackers, robbing the same clients they serve. At the center of the crew is Nora, a sharp and daring valet who masterminds their operations. Using their insider access, they target luxury vehicles and execute lightning-fast heists during work breaks, quickly becoming infamous in underground circles. However, their boldness attracts the wrong kind of attention. The hotel director, suspicious of internal sabotage, hires a ruthless hitman to uncover and eliminate the thieves. As the crew plans their biggest and final heist, stealing a rare car from an ultra-wealthy VIP guest, the pressure intensifies. Number 7. Flight Risk. Flight Risk is a suspenseful thriller set in the dangerous skies above the Alaskan wilderness. The story centers around U.S. Marshal Madeline Harris, who is tasked with escorting a high-profile federal witness, Winston, an accountant scheduled to testify against a dangerous mob boss. To transport them, she hires Darrell Booth, a seemingly ordinary bush pilot who agrees to fly the duo across the remote landscape. However, the journey quickly becomes a deadly game of survival. Unbeknownst to Madeline, Booth is not just a pilot, he's a contract killer hired to eliminate Winston before he can reach court. As the plane takes off and they navigate the harsh Alaskan terrain, subtle tensions mount, and Winston begins to suspect that something isn't right. Meanwhile, Madeline struggles to maintain control and protect her witness without knowing the full extent of the danger they're in. When Booth's true intentions are revealed, the mission descends into chaos. Number 6. Locked.
No, don't do this!
Locked is a psychological thriller about Eddie Barish, played by Bill Skarsgård, a small-time thief who steals a luxury SUV. However, what seems like an easy crime turns into a nightmare when Eddie becomes trapped inside the vehicle. The car, owned by a terminally ill doctor named William Larson, played by Anthony Hopkins, is a sophisticated, high-tech prison designed specifically to hold him. Larson, who is seeking justice for the damage caused by Eddie's criminal actions, has meticulously engineered the car to trap Eddie both physically and mentally. As the story unfolds, Eddie must confront not only the claustrophobic confines of the vehicle, but also the tormenting psychological games that Larson plays. Larson's health is deteriorating, and he uses the trap as a way to punish Eddie for his past crimes, forcing him to grapple with guilt and the consequences of his life choices. Throughout the film, Eddie experiences intense psychological and physical torture. Number 5. G20. G20 is an action-packed thriller set during the high-stakes G20 summit in Cape Town, South Africa. The film follows U.S. President Danielle Sutton, a former military officer played by Viola Davis, who is attending the summit with other world leaders. However, the summit is abruptly hijacked by a group of mercenaries led by Edward Rutledge, a ruthless mastermind with a plan to reshape the world order. Rutledge and his team use advanced technology, including deep fakes, to manipulate the hostages' world leaders into endorsing a global cryptocurrency agenda. In this critical moment, President Sutton must rely on her military training and instincts to outmaneuver the hijackers. With the help of her loyal Secret Service agent Manny Ruiz and her family, she fights to save the hostages, prevent the mercenaries from gaining control, and protect global peace. Sutton's determination is challenged as she confronts both Rutledge's threat and her own personal fears. Number 4. Demon City. Demon City is a gritty Japanese action thriller set in the dark, crime-infested metropolis of Shinjo. The story follows Shuhei Sakata, a former elite hitman who is on the verge of leaving his violent past behind to live a peaceful life with his wife and daughter. However, his dreams are shattered when the powerful and mysterious Kimen Gumi gang brutally murders his family and frames him for the crime. He is shot in the head and left for dead, but miraculously survives in a coma for 12 years. When he finally regains consciousness, he finds a world that has moved on, yet his enemies still linger in the shadows. Haunted by the past and fueled by grief and rage, he sets out on a relentless quest for vengeance. The city he awakens to is even darker and more corrupt than before, with Kimengumi now ruling its underworld from the shadows. His journey is one of survival and revenge, as he faces brutal assassins, crooked cops, and ghosts from his own past. Number 3. Mickey 17.
Even on my 17th go-around.
Mickey 17 is a science fiction black comedy film set in the year 2050. Follows Mickey Bonds, a disposable employee known as an expendable, who is sent on a dangerous mission to help colonize the frozen planet Niflheim. In this future, expendables are used for the most life-threatening tasks, because when they die, a new clone is regenerated with all the memories of the previous version. Mickey is currently on his 17th iteration, having died 16 times before. He is loyal but weary. Each resurrection chips away at his sense of self, and he starts to question the ethics of his existence. Things take a strange turn when, after a botched mission, Mickey 17 is presumed dead but survives. Upon returning to the base, he discovers that a new version Mickey 18 has already been created to replace him. Now there are two Mickeys, both claiming to be the real one, as the colony's leadership, led by the authoritarian governor Kenneth Marshall, sees two Mickeys as a threat the duplicates must hide their coexistence. Number 2. Black Bag.
I don't know.
Black Bag is a high-stakes espionage thriller centered on George Woodhouse, played by Michael Fassbender, a seasoned MI6 agent assigned a delicate mission to uncover a mole within the British intelligence service. One of the prime suspects is his wife Catherine, played by Cate Blanchett, a brilliant and composed intelligence officer who may be hiding more than she lets on. When a confidential mission is compromised, suspicions rise within MI6 that a leak is coming from the top ranks. George is assigned to investigate, but the deeper he digs, the more personal the case becomes. Clues and intelligence begin to point in Catherine's direction, forcing George to question his loyalty to the agency and to his wife. Meanwhile, Catherine has her own secrets and is pursuing a hidden agenda that may either vindicate or incriminate her. Black Bag is a sleek and intelligent thriller that masterfully weaves action with deep emotional tension. Number 1. Companion.
Days of you controlling me are over.
Companion is a science fiction thriller set in the near future, where artificial intelligence has become deeply integrated into human relationships. The story centers around Iris, played by Sophie Thatcher, a lifelike humanoid robot created by a tech company called Empathics. She is taken on a weekend getaway to a remote lake house by Josh, played by Jack Quaid, a man who initially appears to be her loving partner. They're joined by a group of friends But as the group socializes, cracks begin to form in the illusion of Iris's autonomy. She slowly learns the disturbing truth. She is not Josh's girlfriend by choice, but rather a product he has rented, an AI companion programmed to meet his needs and desires with her memories and emotions manipulated by code. As the weekend progresses, tensions rise, a shocking murder occurs, and the group becomes entangled in a web of lies, greed, and betrayal involving a stolen fortune. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end of this video. If you enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future content. Feel free to leave a comment down below, share your thoughts, or suggest topics you'd like to see in upcoming videos.